PostgreSQL is one of the most powerful open source databases in the world. In this tutorial, we'll start from complete basics and move step by step, ensuring you understand not only how things work but also why they work. So let's begin. Welcome everyone, my name is Akram and in this tutorial we'll build a solid foundation in PostgreSQL. This course is designed specially for beginners, no prior database knowledge is required. So together we'll install PostgreSQL, create our first database, write SQL queries and understand joins, constraints, indexes and many more. So let's see the syllabus that we'll cover for this tutorial. So here is the syllabus that we are going to cover for this beginner tutorial. We'll start with the introduction of PostgreSQL, then we'll install, we'll see some basics of SQL, then constraints, then we do some query of data, then we go through joins, then we'll see some functions and expressions, then we'll see some aggregations and grouping of queries, also we'll cover subqueries, and then we'll see views, and then we'll cover indexes, functions and operators, importing and exporting of data in PostgreSQL, and some basic administration, and then working with pgAdmin. So these things we are going to cover in this tutorial. So let's start with the first module, that is the introduction to PostgreSQL. So the question is, what is PostgreSQL? PostgreSQL, which is also pronounced as Postgres or PostgreSQL, is an open source enterprise grade relational database management system. PostgreSQL is a software system that helps you store, manage and retrieve data in a structured way. Think of it as a highly organized digital filing system with superpowers. So key points that we are going to see here is it is a relational database. Data is stored in tables. Tables can be linked using relationships, that's joins. PostgreSQL is open source. It is completely free to use and it is supported by global community and it is used by individuals, startups and Fortune 500 companies as well. Also PostgreSQL is SQL based. It uses SQL, that is structured query language, for interacting with data, and PostgreSQL is highly reliable. It focuses on correctness, consistency and robustness of data, and also it is perfect for financial systems, government office and enterprises applications. If you learn PostgreSQL, you can work with almost any major database. Now let's see the reasons why we should choose PostgreSQL. So the first thing is it is open source with no licensing cost. PostgreSQL is completely free, no hidden charges, no enterprise fees, no licensing drama. So this makes it perfect for students, freelancers and large organizations as well. This is also highly reliable and stable. It is ACID compliant. ACID means atomicity, consistency, isolations and durability, and it is also designed for mission critical systems. For example, banks, government agencies and large e-commerce companies often use PostgreSQL because they cannot afford data loss. PostgreSQL can be customized. You can add new data types, functions, even entire language. It also provides strong SQL support. Some databases claim to support SQL, but PostgreSQL implements it correctly and consistently. It supports subqueries, window functions, common table expression, that is CTEs, and also full text search. PostgreSQL is both a relational database and can act like a NoSQL database. The features such as JSON and JSONB data types, indexing on JSON, and faster for mixed workloads. So this is a huge advantage over MySQL database. So here are some advanced capabilities of PostgreSQL: concurrency and MVCC. MVCC stands for multi-version concurrency control, which allows many users to read, write data at the same time without blocking each other. So it's like allowing multiple people to read the same book while someone updates a new edition without disturbing anyone. Another advanced capabilities of PostgreSQL is powerful extensions. Powerful extensions such as PostGIS, pgCrypto are also supported in PostgreSQL. Extensions in PostgreSQL are like plugins that add superpowers to PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL provides multi-platform support. It works on Windows, Mac OS, Linux as well, and also it can run on cloud platforms such as AWS, Azure, etc. So here are the comparisons between PostgreSQL and the competitions in the market. So the first thing is cost. PostgreSQL and MySQL licensing cost is free, but Oracle is very expensive. And SQL standards, PostgreSQL is very high, MySQL is medium, and Oracle is high. And extensibility, PostgreSQL is excellent, which is its one of biggest feature. MySQL it is limited, and in Oracle it moderate. And PostgreSQL is best for complex application, MySQL is for simple application, and Oracle is best for large enterprise. So in summary, MySQL is good for simple websites, Oracle is better for security concern projects, whereas PostgreSQL is best for complex applications that need accuracy and advanced queries. Now let's understand the high-level architecture of PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL architecture may look complicated at first, but at high level it's very simple once you understand the main parts. So there are layers: client layer, server processes, shared memory, background processes, and storage layer. So let's understand them with a diagram. So this is a high level architecture diagram of PostgreSQL. At client layer, we have pgAdmin, we have PSQL command lines and applications such as Python, Java, Node.js, etc. So clients send SQL commands to the server. And then we see PostgreSQL server, which is the brain of the PostgreSQL. So this is the core PostgreSQL engine. It receives SQL from client layer and processes it and returns the result. So the server includes few things such as parser, planner or optimizer, and executor. So it understands your query, creates plan, executes it, and send back the output to the client layer. So there is one more component, which is shared memory. Shared memory is where PostgreSQL stores information that all processes can access, such as cached data and buffers. So components of shared memory are shared buffer, WL buffer, that is write ahead log buffer. We'll see these things in some time. There is one more component of PostgreSQL, which is background processes. PostgreSQL doesn't work alone. It has several helper processes running quietly in the background to keep everything fast and fine. So for examples, WL writer, that is writes ahead log writer, background writer that manages the cache memory, checkpoint processes that ensures data is stored safely, auto vacuum that cleans older data. So you don't need to understand everything now, just know that these processes make PostgreSQL stable and reliable. So there is one more component, which is storage layer. So this is where PostgreSQL actually stores the data, that means in files on disk. So important part of this layer is tables, indexes, WL, that is write ahead log. So write ahead log ensures that even if your computer crashes, your data is safe. So you now understand that what PostgreSQL is, why it is trusted worldwide, how it compares to other databases, and how its architecture works at high level. With this foundation, you are ready to dive into installation, setup, and real SQL operations. So let's move to the next module, that is module 2, installation and setup.